All right, welcome back to another episode of the Resilience Podcast. We got an awesome one lined up today.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Because we brought in a couple members from the team. We got Coach Moe in the house and
Let's go, baby.
Coach Daniel Hunt,
Yes, sir.
who we really love and we're grateful for to have a part of the team. So thank you for being here, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Right before we started, we were just talking about how long you guys have been coaching.
Yeah.
And you said 2.5 years, and I was like, what?
No, almost 2 years. So I think I started August 2022.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, 2023. August 2023.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And Daniel?
I was November, so
November,
shortly after.
Right together.
Yeah.
So almost 2 years. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, time flies, man. Time flies.
Time is
and you
fun.
guys both started at East York.
Yes,
sir.
Home turf, baby.
And what was the class? Like, do you guys remember that?
For coaching.
Yeah.
For me, it was Rush. I think that was the first class I was shadowing you, right? And then I took over the evening Friday Rush, right? That was fun, man. That was wild. It was a very quick-paced class, right? Just like coaching that straight from the get-go, like that was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was shred. I was shadowing Josh.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday night shred.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Those were
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, you remember when Shed was on Wednesday?
Those were fantastic.
We had Survivor on
Amazing.
Wednesday for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Wow.
It's crazy. I remember when you guys were just with Drive. And you guys were getting certified to coach.
Yeah.
It seems like yesterday. So
Yeah.
Right. That's so.
it's
true.
incredible, man.
So true. Yeah.
Awesome. And how has your experience been?
Honestly, it's been amazing. Like I really love it, and you guys are my main inspiration. Like getting into coaching and like just for the past 2 years, it's been a very inspirational journey for myself, and I just enjoy it, like watching everyone grow, and I love like the whole iron sharpens iron kind of thing, right? And like the members rub off on us, we rub off on them, and then like we both grow together, and that's why I love it. Like I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Love that, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Daniel?
I absolutely love the experience of coming in, and it's the same. When I say the same class, I mean, for me specifically these days, it's HYROX. So I come in and I know I'm coaching the movements, but with each class, there's different people, and with different people, it brings different dynamics. So I love coming into a familiar space, but I know it's going to be different. I know I'm going to have to coach some people into greatness, so to speak.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have to bring some people down and be like, hey, you're going too hot right now. I know you're excited. So I love it's just everything's different. Even though it's the same space, same movement, every day is going to be different. I love it.
What have you guys? What is one thing you guys learned from coaching that you didn't expect in the 2 years or in the almost year and a half?
I think that I'm constantly learning, and it's very humbling. It's such a humbling experience because you feel like you know a lot, but then there's much more that you need to learn. And like I keep on learning and getting better and better and better. And I don't know where the limit is. Like I feel like it's limitless. It's like a never-ending journey of like learning, right? And that's the most thing that really inspires me as well in coaching, is that every single day I walk into a class, I learn something new.
Yeah.
Or like I see how inspirational it is, like how people like push each other, and like it always challenges me as well to kind of grow and improve myself as well, right?
For me, it's learning partially that in terms of being aware of your body, not everyone has that from the get-go.
Body awareness, yeah.
Body awareness, spatial awareness. And so some people, when you're trying to coach someone to do a deadlift, when you're trying to coach someone to do even something that I think is simple, like the push press.
Yeah.
It seems like an easy movement. A little bend in the knee, extend. Some people doing like a full squat. I'm like, no, that's not it. And so helping people discover how their body moves and the range of movement has been a really big growth point for me.
Love that.
That's a very good point, because observation skills, right? Like you start to really observe people, and you start really like zoning down on different forms. I agree with you on that. Like a lot of people, like something as simple as a shoulder press, a lot of people do it in a different way, right? And then you start noticing like certain limitations or mobility issues, and with time it gets better. And like that's one thing also I picked up, like how to be observant. Like you really need to observe your members and clients, and I like that 100%. Yeah.
There's a lot of variables.
Yeah. 100%.
Because people move in different ways and then people learn in different ways. So you combine those and that's a lot of different variables right there. So that's awesome. I'm going to put you guys on the spot and ask you guys a pretty interesting question. If you could say, what are the two, every coach is different, which is something that we really appreciate and value.
Yeah.
What is the two things that you bring to the table in uniqueness as a coach to resilience? If you had to say two kind of characteristics or abilities or, soft skills, hard skills, whatever it is that comes to your mind. It's on the spot.
Yeah. I personally think listening, like I have a lot of conversations with the members around, like everyone's different, right? And what I love about our workouts is you can either scale it up or scale it down. And a lot of people kind of appreciate that because a lot of clients come in and they feel overwhelmed, or like a lot of people are like doing much harder efforts or they're scaling up. And if you're new and like you're still getting into this, you might feel a little bit discouraged, right? And that's when I try to like empathize. So empathy for me is a very big keyword, and that's, I think, one of my better qualities that I bring into coaching is like I really have conversations with clients. I try to tell them that, you know what, like a lot of people say, I can't do it, and I hear that a lot, especially when I'm coaching, right? And I always tell them, you can do it, but start. Like we all start somewhere.
That's
right?
good. That's
just
good.
showing up, start.
Yeah.
Right? And just listening. And I think that's one of my qualities that like 100% I bring in to coaching.
That's awesome, man. I see that too.
Thank you.
No doubt. Yeah.
For my first one, I would say is I enjoy getting in the trenches. So if I read the room and I see that for the majority everyone's okay, I don't have to pace the room, but I see one specific person struggling or one person feeling overwhelmed, I don't mind doing a few burpees with them. Get beside
like
them
that,
and start going.
I love that, man. That's beautiful.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it does something in their brain that one says, okay, this person actually sees me and cares.
Yeah.
But then the other thing I think it does in them is it shows them that they have something left in the tank. And that's something that I find that I always am playing with. Do I actually have something in the tank? Or am I just telling myself I'm gassed?
Yeah.
But so when someone comes beside me and you're like, oh, I feel like I have to be in rhythm and in pace with them. And you're like, oh, I do have something in the tank. So that's my first thing. I enjoy getting in the trenches. That's something I think I bring. The other thing is just my habit of networking. We're very close with PRT. And so there's been a few people who have, in one of our workouts, might feel a strain. And I said, if that's consistent, I want you to go meet a friend. And I'll say, I have a friend. Like we did a run club one time, and a lady was complaining about her back. I said, hey, I want you to meet Jerica. 5 minutes of conversation, she said, okay, fine, I'll go see you. She came back to me 2 weeks later, literally jumping in my arms. She said, that was the best thing you could ever tell me. I feel so much better. I've told everyone about PRT since I've been there. So just the habit of networking, I don't know why I insist on getting people to meet people, but it always turns out well.
That's amazing.
You actually
That's a cool
reminded
answer.
me,
I love that.
You actually reminded me of an interaction, and a similar interaction that I had with one of our members at East York. So he was just getting into running, right? And he's been talking to me. He's like, I have these horrible shin splints. I don't know, like I've been trying to get into running and this and that, right? So I told him, I started I was never into endurance running. I come from a sport background. I play a lot of soccer. It's all explosive sprints and running, right? So really these endurance runs are something that's new to me.
Yeah.
And I just started getting into it recently, like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
When we got into HYROX. And so last year was a complete mess, like for me to figure out like my gait and like how I run and all these mechanics and compromise. Like it was a mess. It was a complete mess, right? But eventually I went and got like a gait analysis. I figured out that there's different, some people pronate, some people supinate, and then some people have a neutral gait, and then you buy the proper like running shoes to fit your running style, right? So I just gave him that advice. I told him like, look, there's a couple of shops around that you could go get a gait analysis and just go try it out. I can guarantee you that if you just get the proper running shoes, fix your running form, it will make a complete difference for you.
Yeah.
He actually did that the week after. Like, he started like running with these new running shoes, and 2 weeks later, no shin splint. And he told me like the same things, like, thank you for giving me that advice. And I think just listening and having these conversations with our members is invaluable. Like, really, they really feel personable, and feeling that we can make a change on a personal level for each and every single one of them is amazing. Like, it's the best thing, one of the best things for me, to be honest, right?
The common theme that I hear between you guys is when a member comes back to you guys with a good report.
Exactly.
And they're sharing with you, man, that was a great decision, or thank you for the guidance.
Exactly.
And that brings a lot of joy to both of you.
100%.
Right?
I think we have that in common, right?
Yeah. And I love when language comes to something that's natural, but there's language put to it. And I remember, I don't remember if it was one of the recent podcasts or if it was just a short. And Josh said, who's the most important client?
Yes.
The one standing in front of you.
I love that.
Once I had a language to it, I was like, I'm going to be so intentional with this. Because now I have a phrase that sticks in my mind.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah,
nice.
That's
beautiful.
why I see that both in you guys. You guys have really great soft skills, which is so important in
Which is
meeting
weird,
the
'cause we're
needs of
both
the
tech
clients.
It's a people's business, right?
It's
So
weird
both
because
what?
we're both tech guys.
Yeah, we're both tech guys. That's true.
Yeah, it is.
We're so analytical,
okay,
right?
all right.
That
You
is-
could be
that-
both.
that might be
Hey, hybrid.
Hybrid
All right.
coaches.
That's awesome. So, one of the big reasons we were excited to have you guys on the show is because there's been this phenomenon, and it's called HYROX.
Oh, man.
And it's been wild. It's been crazy. I mean, it's really taken the world by storm in many ways.
Diabolical.
Yeah, right? And we wanted to get into it because what's unique about you guys is you guys handle a big load of the HYROX revival classes with Josh and I. And it's got a different type of energy. I mean, every class is distinct.
Yeah.
Every class has a really cool energy that's unique. But the HYROX revival classes are almost event-like.
Yeah.
So we wanted to ask you guys a little bit about that, well, a lot about that. But first, to know your passion and your desire to participate and be around HYROX.
Yeah.
Where is that coming from? What do you guys like about the sport, and where do you see it going?
So I personally, so again, I come from a sports background. I used to play a lot of sports growing up and competitive, right? And then the older I got, the more I kind of took a step back from competitive sports, right? And to be completely honest, this is surprising for me to say, but I've never been a fan of like not working out, like lifting weights or going to the gym per se, right? And hybrid or like strength and conditioning was always my go-to if I want to stay in shape, right? I did CrossFit for a while, and then I wasn't really into the technicalities, to be completely honest, right? And then when HYROX kind of showed up, and I remember like doing like the first ever race, I did the doubles last year, and I felt so in shape. Like, I haven't felt that much in shape in a really long time. Like, I was tip top. Like, I was really strong and I was really fast. And you don't get that. Like, getting both is a very, very hard thing to balance, right?
Yeah.
So getting both of these qualities together, I was like, you know what? This is something that's going to stick with me, because I've never felt like that great. Like, I was in shape, I was running fast, I was strong at the same time. It just didn't make sense to me, right? And that's what kind of inspired me to dig deeper and to learn more and to like get people into it. Like, I'm one of the biggest advocates around the ECR. Like, guys, you should do a HYROX. You should do a HYROX. I keep on telling them, like, it's great. You run fast, you lift strong. Like, just try out, right? I keep on telling people, just try out. And every single person that tries it out, they almost get into it, right?
Yeah.
So that's, for me, like, just being in that tip-top shape is what really got me into it, right?
So it's a real personal, there's a connection, because you
100%.
transform your fitness first. You're not just telling people without it first impacting you in that way.
100%.
Yeah.
It's from personal experience. You gotta. if I don't believe in something,
Right.
I can't advocate for it, right? So I have to see what it did or what it does for me, so I can translate that to others.
With
right?
fire and
100%.
passion.
You know it. Bring the hate, baby.
Yeah.
How has it affected your training, Mo? How you approach your training on an individual level?
So That's a very good question, because I've been always struggling. Again, it's such a very difficult, like, you're always like bouncing on this tightrope, right? You're trying to run and you're trying to be strong as well. And it's a very, like, the weeks where I run more than lift, I feel like this week, like the next week I'm weaker, right? If I lift a little bit more, I become slower. So I feel like it's really, like, it's tough. It's tough to keep that balance, right? So I really try to find that balance, and a lot of trial and error, to be completely honest, because I believe everyone's different. And just coming up with my own training style is what really hit home for me. So right now I run 3 times a week, and I train 3 times a week, right? And I do a zone 2 in between, and that's basically my training week. So I do 3 different types of runs, 3 different types of HYROX specific workouts, and that's been working well for the past couple of months for me, right? I would love people to try and experiment as well with different styles, because I believe everyone's different. Like some people want to lift more, some people want to run more.
Yeah.
But sorry, excuse me. The most underrated thing, or like, I don't think we run enough, right? And HYROX is 50% running. And I really can't emphasize how much we need to run. Like, we really need to step our running game, because a lot of people are doing the techniques well, but when it comes to the running, you just hit a brick wall.
It's a massive part of the race.
100%.
And the different types of running.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's what I started experimenting
Yeah.
with. So last year I was only running like twice a week, and they were very random runs. This year it's much more structured. Like I have tempo runs, I have interval runs, I have long runs. So I'm very structured, and because I really want to see how far I can take my body, or like what can I reach? Like, what's my potential? Right?
I think what's cool about HYROX is, like, you can nerd out on the training, right?
100%.
But even like, not everyone has to nerd out. Some people like just want to, get a little bit better, and like they don't have all the time in the world. But those that are really passionate, they start to nerd out and really try to play with everything. So there's a continuum. But I find it motivates everyone. Those that are like maybe at this part of the continuum, they're like, they're excited to keep trying different things, and maybe they start getting more and more and more serious, but it's like, it appeals to, people just trying to get better, which I love about it.
How about you, Daniel?
Refresh my mind on the question.
Just the clearly you're passionate about HYROX and you enjoy the sport. I mean, you've gone to Miami and Las Vegas, New York and Vegas.
Can we
and
talk
Toronto.
about how this guy debuted in the pro?
Yeah, he debuted in the pro.
Ever race, man. A pro.
Amazing. He jumped right into the deep end. He jumped right in.
No jokes.
No jokes.
But I mean, if you look at all those different things, it's got to come from somewhere. What do you love about the sport?
Just piggybacking off of what Josh just said about, not everyone needs to nerd out on it. Like, I watch so much YouTube now about everything. How do you strength train? When do muscles actually develop? All that other fun stuff. Aerobic capacity is like my thing nowadays. But for those who are just getting in and just want to do it, I love that HYROX. Every 10 minutes there's a new heat. So you're on the track with people say things are community based, but there's no way around it with HYROX, because you are half an hour in deep with someone who just started 10 minutes ago, and you're running the track together. There is so much outside of I just need to be the best that you can enjoy in HYROX.
It's incredible. Well said. Incredible, yeah.
And so I got to tracking all the way back when I said that I would never do a HYROX.
I remember.
I was going to start asking you about
I
this.
remember our talks,
I don't know if you were too hot
started
about
with a pro.
I was genuinely like, no, not it. Because my physical fitness at the time, I was filtering it through that and said, that's way too much work for one man to do. Outrageous. But being a part of the community and being a coach, I said, well, there's no way I'm not going to support my athletes. So to pass the time, I said, I'm going to become a judge. So for the first Toronto race, I was a judge for both days, the Saturday and the Sunday. And something in judging and seeing the type of people doing it, I mean, we got 70-something-year-olds doing this.
Yeah, very inspirational.
Very much.
Yeah.
And so seeing the type of people doing it, seeing the variety of ways you can do it. You can do it solo. You can do it with a doubles.
Yeah.
If it's really strenuous, I tell people, get 3 other friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only have to
Start with
do
a
2
relay.
kilometers and 2 events. Anyone can do this. And so that was part of the introduction to me wanting to do it. Now, what happened with Vegas was, I think it was like the Monday. So Sunday ended, thought about it on my way home. Monday, I was in some class and I said, I think I'm gonna do Vegas. I was strapped for cash. So I said, I am doing Vegas. Everyone wants the coach to be involved. I'm a coach, I will be involved.
Yeah.
Now, by the time I got cash, Open was sold out.
I remember this. Like,
That was a predicament.
So it's like, are you a man of your word or are you a man of your word?
Yeah.
We're here now. What's going to happen? You already told 200 people you're running this thing.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I guess I got to train harder. It wasn't a matter of, Open's closed, I can't do it. Now it's like, I guess I have to put more weights on the sled.
Yeah.
I guess I have to carry more in my farmer's carry. That's only variable. That I can adjust. That I can build into. So that's part of it. When I say new, I mean we just opened this place. What?
February
2024.
4,
Yeah. And that's about the time that we were introducing the community to HYROX.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was a Sunday afternoon. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was like, I have time. So we had like 3 guys in our first class, and we had no plan. It was just, hey, we got our certs, we got our certifications from HYROX to be level 1 coach or foundation coaches.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take their content, display it on the screen. We're gonna do something.
That's it,
We're
yeah.
gonna come back,
Yeah.
and we're gonna reassess.
Yeah.
So when
Were
I say
you
do
there,
something,
is
so
it?
I did.
remember
I
that.
said, guys, all we're gonna focus on today is our ski erg. Let's get efficient on it. So let's do what we normally do. We did the ski erg. I said, great. Now we're gonna run down and back. That's gonna be about 800 meters. We're gonna run down the street, come back, and then we're gonna watch the video to cool down, and then we're gonna implement one thing that we saw in the video. Came back, and some men's time dropped
big
in
time,
terms of their per 500. That's how ski
Yeah.
ergs are measured. They dropped 5 seconds just on watching a video, taking it in, and adjusting.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I wanted them to see that contrast of this is what I normally do, but with some education, this is what I'm able to do.
Yeah, that's right.
And constantly doing that week after week until we evolved into the revivals. I'm seeing people go, oh, maybe my original approach to this wasn't the best, and that's what I love about coaching.
Yeah.
That you get to elevate someone's awareness of how to move.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
The evolution of HYROX and coaching it and bringing people to that place. It's a never-ending journey.
And not only that, I remember a year ago we were so lost and the techniques and what is this and the compromise running and how do we roll, what's the best way to do this, right? And right now I feel like a year passed and we built all these expertise and knowledge, and I think we really are inspiring. I've seen a lot of people start with a certain form, for example, on the wall balls, on the rowers, and I see how they evolved and they're becoming so efficient using these equipment and doing these reps, right? I'm so impressed by how we kind of grew into becoming experts in this as well. Now we're coaching and guys, this is the proper way to do wall balls, for example. Guys, this is the proper way to do rowers. And it's based on experience, not just theoretical knowledge, right? We put this to the test in most of our races and most of our simulations. And I think it's fascinating how we kind of developed that, right?
So I had the privilege of hanging out with Mo on Sunday. And so
that was amazing. 30 people.
30
out there, full house, baby.
Yes. The side note, not to get too trailed off, is that we had people sitting on the benches.
Yeah, waiting for their like we had a wait list on the benches, right?
Yeah. So
And I was like,
people
guys,
were-
I'm sorry, like
Yeah,
we don't
they-
have space today.
they're like,
it really broke my heart to say that, right?
Coach, how many you got? And I was like, I have 25, but we'll give it 3 more minutes. And then 5 more people came as guys.
That's it,
I
we're
got
fully-
30. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and that was so.
It was so
awesome to
hard,
see.
but it was so hard as well to tell people like we can't take you in. Like it was really shattered. Like it really broke my heart. Like
We had a couple weeks like that here, remember? Before, yeah, it's part of it. It's good. It's a growing sport. It's a phenomenon.
100%.
It's incredible to see the growth of the sport.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
But
Guys. Oh,
before,
go ahead.
Before we get there, so we had 4 new people,
Yeah.
like brand new, never been to resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was watching one guy, and his form was not terrific.
Yeah.
So he was a part of the other 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I came and I said, I want you to try putting your chest down before you bring your arms down on the ski. He did that. Immediately, the girl beside him that came with him goes, Coach. And she asked me a question. And I was like, she called me coach.
Yeah.
Like she went from, plus I was in jeans because I didn't come here. I didn't come to class to coach. I was just hanging out.
Undercover.
And so immediately when I assisted him, she associated me with being a coach,
Yeah.
and she started asking me questions on form as well.
Yeah.
And that was so amazing to
Yeah.
me. That
Yeah,
that really, and that I'm hoping she comes back because they're from Mississauga, I think. And I'm like, I need to have a better answer for her than I did on the spot when I see her next.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good coaching.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Let's go.
I had a question for you guys. Like we've talked about this a lot. I want to get your perspective as a coach. What impact do you think it has had on the community introducing HYROX from a not an individual basis but a community basis? Because let you guys answer that question.
Then or now?
No.
That's the point. Go for it.
They're two different things. Yeah? I think right now, just the competitive element, like people competing with each other, like everyone right now, they're so obsessed with your time. Like, what's your finishing time? Like that question gets thrown out a lot after every HYROX, right? And I think this is great because it really pushes people to be mindful of how they're training to beat if they have a benchmark or if they want to beat someone else's time, right? A lot of people go like, well, if my friend did, let's say, HYROX Open in 120, maybe I could do it in 150, right? So I like that. I like that people are really getting into that competitive spirit and like they're pushing each other. And you see a lot of rivalries, like in the gym, like a lot of people are like friends, but they're like, we're going to do solos and compete with each other and see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
So I think definitely added that competitive spirit in the community, and it's great. I think competition is amazing. Whenever you have healthy competition, people are reaching their potentials, they're pushing each other, and I feel we need that in our space. And the best part of our community is like everyone talks, like we talk to each other, and then we compete with each other, and we have these mini challenges in each class, right? And I love that. I love the competitive element. I love the competitive spirit, and I think HYROX kind of made that grow.
Yeah.
And that's what I personally love about it right now. That's pushing people to really hit that potential, right?
Yeah, I love the healthy competition, like
100%,
because I
yeah.
think it gets everyone very focused in the class of preparing till the day.
Yeah.
Right. So you see a different energy in the class.
Yeah.
Energy, like we talk about it a lot on Wednesday. It's like bananas. Everyone that is fighting to get into class because they want to train hard with other people, right?
Guys, I heard a couple of the members from Durham specifically, right? They were talking about how they wake up a minute after midnight to book these classes. That's how bad it is. Like the competition is insane. Like they're competing for the classes, right? That's how wild it is, right?
Yeah.
It's fun times.
What do you guys think? There's, we're talking about HYROX and the tangible aspects of it and the data-driven things and, these things. But there's also something in the atmosphere on Wednesday nights. And I see the East York videos too. I'm like, something's going on. And same here in Durham. Yeah. And then Sunday mornings here, I hear Jada, Charlotte, Kara tell me about it. And then also in East York.
Yeah.
There's something in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
How would you describe these revival classes, and what is it like to be in the room?
I feel it's very once you walk, like funny that you say that. So actually, this is feedback from people who aren't part of Resilience, who just walked in randomly into one of the HYROX classes on Wednesday.
That's a tough way to start.
Yeah, no, but
I was like, whoa, smack to the head.
That's the most raw reaction you'd get from someone who doesn't know what's going on here, right? And remember, like, it was, I think it was a family that walked in, and as soon as they walked in, they were like taken aback, like they were shot, like it was like me shouting and like people running and like people doing wall, but like it was, you could see from their facial reaction how it was like there's energy, there's high energy, right? We're screaming, we're shouting, we're pushing each other, people running, people doing wall balls, people rowing. So you could see how intense it is, and it's a very challenging class, right? And I personally think it's one of the highest energy classes that we have because it's challenging, and we really push our members to hit their and it's just high energy. And anyone who doesn't know what's going on, they walk in and they're immediately like, "What's going on? Like, what is this? This is insane. This is intense. Like, what's going on here?"
Daniel, if you could say why is it high energy? Why do you think that is?
Momentum. I think the momentum that we have from it is a big part of it. When we switched from cookie cutter workouts to crafting our own workouts, I think shortly after one of the HYROX that you guys would have done, and you guys went, you know what? We're missing this. We need compromise running.
How can we make this harder?
Partially.
I think
to provide a little bit of context to the listener, we were running HYROX training club workouts that HYROX beautifully provides to all affiliates. And we were trying these different classes, which were great.
Yes.
But at that point, Josh and I kind of looked at it and said, hey, we're missing a spicy sauce, a special sauce. And then that's just to bring you up to speed with what Daniel's talking about.
And so I think one of the biggest Instagram engagements we have is that half hour after the workout, when everyone seems to be posting their zone 5 numbers, you know? So it's something, and that's not just to say, oh, we worked them to the death. It is, they feel like they accomplished something.
Accomplishment.
They feel like
they
have added, so when they compete next, they feel like they're going to be prepared.
That's
for
right,
it.
man. That's right.
So there's so much momentum behind making it spicier, and people feeling a sense of accomplishment that just adds to it every week.
Really well said, because when we're programming these classes, our goal isn't to just crush people. It's really not. It's to get them into a place where their body and mind are gonna be prepared to be in a race. And that is about the stations or the exercises of choice, but it's also the atmosphere, the points and times where they have to run after a particular exercise, the different modalities that we prescribe, and it is wild. It's crazy. And it's very important to note that all levels of fitness can do this class, despite 100%. It being extremely challenging.
And that's what we love about it. It's all inclusive, right?
Yes.
Like you have relays, doubles, single, like all these divisions like cater to different people of different fitness levels, right? So that's what we love about it for sure as well,
And to add to that all levels of fitness, let's take last night's workout. Last night's workout was, you're going for a whole hour. There are 5 stations and a finisher, but you land where you land. Something I like about those classes. It's like, we have made it so that you can complete it, but if someone's fitness restrains them from completing it, they still got an hour of workout, and that solid hour of workout is still building you to something. So when people are like, oh, I didn't finish this station, I said, did you get an hour of workout?
That's what I say with my challenges too.
Right? Exactly. It's not, I accomplished it, I'm better than, it's just you challenged yourself and you sustained it for a period that is going to change your body, change your mind, and move you towards your goal. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that people can overanalyze and think about to the point of no return, where they're trying to figure out and crack the code. How can I be the best that I can be at HYROX? And they're writing percentages down, and there's an amazing place for that. That's super important. But one thing I would encourage people to think about is putting themselves in an environment where there's 30 other people doing that, and you're just a part of this wave for an hour and 50 minutes, and it has a direct correlation to 100%. How you race on race day.
100%. So that's a really good point, because you're part of a bigger thing. Like, I think that why the classes are so high energy is because we're all working towards the same goal. Like, you're either doing a solo, double, and we're all kind of training together. And you feel when you have that sense of purpose, it inspires people. And then it makes you, like, when you get into the workout, you can't be like, I can't slack. Like, I can't slack off. Like, I can't be the only one slacking off and everyone's around me, like, going crazy, right? And I feel that sense of purpose, like, people all moving together towards the same goal, is what makes this class, like, truly unique, right?
I think not yesterday, but last Wednesday, we had a little bit quieter of a third class.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to sneak in on the workout. There was a moment in the last zone, the last round, where I took a break. There's a guy who's probably been with us for about a month now. All I hear from behind me is, pick up the kettlebells, coach. Let's go.
Let's go.
And I put it on him after class. I said, I hope you're there
next Wednesday.
In October. I hope you're there in October, because I will need it. When I put the kettlebells down, I'm going to need you to yell at me. Bet, I'll be there. 100%. And that's part of building that community. That's part of moving together. Even coach needs accountability.
100%. I agree.
That's 100, man. I love that story. That's so good. That's so good.
And just even to add, every week he posts after class, and he'll post, his zones and everything, and he always has the tag, do the extras. So when we did the runs yesterday, he was like, I don't want to do the runs.
Do the extras.
Do the extras.
Do the extras.
All he needed, he was ready to go.
Do the extras. I love that. One of the ideas that Josh had, which is, I love it. We about a year ago, we started to think about HYROX and how we can grow the community within resilience, and how we can utilize HYROX to do that. And he thought, it's a great opportunity to go to different cities together. And whoever can make it, can make it. Whoever can afford it in that particular season of their life can afford it. And whoever can, maybe their schedule is open, it closes in a different season. But there's these rolling events around North America, some even worldwide, where some of our members have been going and kind of sticking together. Almost like resilience ambassadors outside Toronto, and they're going to these events.
Building that rapport as well. Like, it's amazing. Right?
Yes. What has that been like, Daniel? I know you went to New York and Vegas, and to see the resilience members kind of stick together in a foreign land.
Yeah. It says a lot to the athlete who's on the track at the time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Wow.
One of the challenging dynamics of New York was that you end up, the pier is smaller, and therefore you end up doing a regular run is still 3 laps. I know, like Toronto, I think is 2, but you end up doing 3 laps. So trying to remember how many times you go around before you go into the inn. The sled pull and push was a lot shorter, so you do 6 lengths instead of 4.
Okay.
And so on my sled pull, I was sure I did. I was on my last one. And I looked up at my team and I said 4, and I said 6, and they go, no, 4. I said, you sure? I said, yeah. And they go, yeah. I said, bet, I trust you. Because I'm not thinking, I'm just working. So for the person, and Miran, Coach Moran, he figured out in his head, he did his run a couple hours before mine. And he found it was challenging trying to
keep track.
So he took it upon himself. He said, everyone else is waiting at the station for Daniel to come in. I'm going to wait somewhere near the inn so I can tell him, go in now.
Give him the updates,
That's huge.
Yeah, massive.
That's huge. That's Same thing with another young lady. She thought she missed something on the sled push. and she's stressing out while she's rowing, and we're there saying, hey, no, you keep focused.
Yep.
We would not have let you miss anything. You're on point.
That's one of the funnest parts of going is just like I've been lucky to get my races out of the way right away, and then I can just walk around, watch people.
That's a good feeling.
It's a great feeling. But it's so fun cheering everyone on, and like everyone's there. There's like 10 people cheering on one person. You see them cross the finish line. If they're with a doubles, big hug. It's just an awesome camaraderie type thing. That's just so fun to watch and so fun to cheer people on. It's been
and something
awesome.
so small as one of our people in East York said for Vegas, hey guys, let me know when you get your times, because they let you know your times like 48 hours or 72 hours before. Let me know when your times are. I'll put it into a spreadsheet. Something as easy as that, where people came, they checked in and go, oh, this person's running at this time, I will be there.
Yeah, that's been
team,
cool.
man,
Like
team.
And
Team.
that's something I try to, like, even when New York, I wasn't planning to go to New York, but I still built the spreadsheet.
Can we talk about how this guy just randomly, like spontaneously walked into New York? I was like, I'm going to race. Come on, man.
It was available.
And
I
he
said, why
crushed
not?
the sled pulls, man. You were like manhandling these sled pulls. Like,
It was so
2-3
much
pulls
fun.
done, man.
But it's such, there's so many little things that happen when you go out to eat.
Yeah.
I work with Shyla, I work with Robbie, but there's something about going to Vegas with them and just, you're almost living life with one another for that short period of time that you built. Tracy and Paula, they only came for HYROX. Now they have, one person has an unlimited membership, the other one upped her time so that she can be with us more. There's something that's built in traveling together.
It reminds me so much of my football experience in university when I came in as a rookie. And I remember training camp, I come in and there's 80 other rookies. And we don't know each other unless you kind of played against each other in high school. And you're meeting these people for the first time, and then you end up playing football with them for 5 years. And you go through 5 training camps with them. You go through 5 off seasons with them. And I'm just thinking about what you're saying and how much fruit it produces when you actually get back from your trip and how much that strengthens a bond for the long term. You know, I'm thinking about Miami, and we lived with 5 people, 6 people, and we were all friends. It was actually amazing. We were all friends going into it, but there's just a deeper bond now when I see any of those guys.
100%.
And I think, you know, for Josh and I, what we wanted with these little mini trips is that it would produce fruit for the long term. Not just in Miami, not just in New York, but for the long term. That there's something that happened when we were away together that really strengthened. And now I know this person on that deeper level. And that's the heart of it, you know?
Out of all the things for me to envy from that trip and not going on that trip, it was the bike rides.
It was amazing.
Watching you guys on
Memories,
bike rides,
man.
I said, that looks
There's memories,
so
man.
fun and free.
When he was dancing outside the car, like just like in the random traffic.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It was great. And that's what we want. That's what we hope that more and more people will get to experience. It's so much more than a gym.
100%.
You know,
I love
so-
that. I love that.
Family, baby. Family.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
We got 3 more minutes before we have to wrap up. But yeah, that it's something epic about traveling with someone, and a lot of fun. I'm excited to do more of these this year.
before we close, I want to ask you guys a really cool question about just encouraging people. You know, through the different ways of coaching and the journeys that you guys have been on. There's been ups and downs. There's been learning experiences. There's been things that maybe you would have done differently. There's been breakthroughs. As a coach of 2.5 years now, what would you say to encourage the listener right now in their fitness journey and in their search and their desire for community connection? Big question, yo.
Don't pack up your bags too quickly after the workout.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Some people...
It's good, damn.
Yeah.
Some people grab their stuff and go. Yes, if you have life to get to, get to life. I'm not saying that you have to. But if you're looking for community, chances are we're not, when I say we're watching you, we're not judging you, but we're probably in awe of something you did in class, but you didn't have the opportunity to stay long enough
So
to
we can
receive
talk
the
about,
kudos.
Yeah.
Or even if you're struggling with something, to
a very
receive
good
some,
point.
say, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the coaches coming. Like I yell a lot in class and celebrate people in class so that they get noticed, so that after the fact, someone can give them kudos. I just want to like highlight the moment, and then someone will say something to them after. So don't pack your bags too quickly.
Come on, that's deep.
good.
I love
really
that.
like that.
I love it.
I personally would say, like, I was talking about this in the beginning of the episode, like how a lot of people say, I can't do this. I can't. I've heard that word or like that sentence thrown out a lot, right? And I just want to tell everyone that you can, like, you really can do hard things, right? And I think me and you and Josh were talking about this the other day about our runs, and I just did this 15K like last weekend. And after the 10K, like after 10K, I started getting like really tired and bored as well, right? I just kept on repeating in my head, like, I could do hard things, like for the full 5 kilometers until I was done, right? So I really want people to actually like affirm themselves, like, you can do hard things, lift that heavier weight, run faster, you could do it. And your mind gives up much more quicker than your body does. And I feel like we really need to emphasize that, because you'd be surprised about how far your body can go, right? So you can do it. You could do hard things, pick up that heavier dumbbell, run that faster pace. You could definitely do it, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
True coaches, you guys are. True
you,
coaches.
thank you,
You can't
thank
be
you.
a coach unless you really care about people, and I see that in both of you so much.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you, man. Thank you guys.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This is
100%.
awesome.
I love it. Love it.
We got to do it again.
Oh,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
That's great. That's great. All right.
See you guys.